Welcome to Rain Organica. In case we haven't met before, I am Brandy Searcy, the founder and formulator here at Rain Organica. And back in 2020, I decided to launch this brand in this super saturated skincare market. The reason for that being because still to this day, and I am recording this video here in middle of 2024, um, still to this day, I truly believe that there is a lack of efficient and simple skincare routines on the market. The reason for that being the skincare industry is all about making sales. And what better way to make sales than to have one product that does this, one product that does this, and one product that does this. So you wind up having to have 15 different products to ultimately do what you want to do, which is give your skin everything it needs. So here at Rain Organica, what I've done is over the course of the past ooh, 16 years now, very intentionally set out to develop a three-step skincare routine that will work for all skin types. This is very intentional, very deliberate, and very mindful. So, the way that I have done that is I am a pharmaceutical research scientist, been doing formulations now since 2007, started making my own skincare in 2008. And over time, again, from 2008 to 2020, made a lot of products for a lot of people, got a lot of feedback, and put kind of funneled all of that feedback through this filter of setting out with the intention of creating a very simple routine that would work for anyone. So, at its core, Rain Organica offers that super simple routine. It is a cream based cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. That is all. That's simple. What Rain Organica also offers is the opportunity for you to completely customize that very simple routine all in the palm of your hand. And Rain Organica does this by offering mix in products. So, what these are is products that you can blend into, and here we're talking just for step three, right? These are products that you can blend into your moisturizer. They're products that you can use instead of your moisturizer, like substitute this lotion for that lotion, or substitute this spray for that lotion in the step three. And the way that I have, so I've also spent a lot of time researching skin, a lot of time researching skin and looking at what skin needs are and how skin actually functions. Skin has its own inbuilt mechanism for exfoliation. Skin has a lot of, like, does a lot of things on its own that we have been conditioned to believe is provided to us in a bottle. And it's simply not true. And so, one of the things, my approach is always less is more. And skin care is equivalent to diet, where you give your skin the basics and you kind of stand back and let the body take care of the rest. And it does this job beautifully when you get out of its way. And that's really what I focus on. That's really the intent of the ingredients that are used here at Rain Organica is it's to meet skin's needs. And skin, in fact, has six main needs: cleanse, exfoliate, moisturize, nourish, protect. And I will get back to you on the last one. The last one is the one that I always soothe, is the last one. Okay. So, like, it's possible to meet all of those in a few easy steps. When we're talking cleanse, I offer a cream based cleanser because it's got a cult following at this point. I myself prefer to use soap. And when I say soap, I mean actually like handmade soap. We're talking old-fashioned lye soap made by a brand that I love and trust. I do not make lye soap myself. I buy that, but that is what I use on my face. It's the exact same soap I use on my body. Tone, a lot of people are of the opinion that you don't need a toner step. If you're one of those, skip the toning step. Historically, the purpose, the intention of the toning step is actually to complete the cleansing process. It is to remove any traces of hard water from your skin. So if you live in a region with hard water, it's to remove those mineral deposits when you rinse your face. It's to remove any soap scum. Like, again, if you're like me and use soap for cleansing, it's to remove that soap scum. Um, and it's also to help more quickly reset the pH balance of skin after the cleansing step, because traditionally speaking, cleansers were harsh. They were alkaline, meaning that they had a high pH above 7. And the skin pH, depending on where we're talking about, because it does change pretty dramatically from the acid mantle, which is the very outside of the skin, as we drop down through the epidermis and into the dermis, we've got a pretty dramatic change in the pH. When we're talking on the acid mantle, a lot of that is variable based on your age, based on your gender, even, and based surprisingly on your race. So, your skin color actually impacts the pH of the acid mantle. In addition, a variety of skin conditions like eczema, like acne, those also impact the pH on top of the acid mantle and also the pH gradient. So, where I'm going with this is, if I can remember, oh yeah, the toning step. So the purpose of that toning step is to actually kind of reset that pH balance quicker, like restore that pH balance quicker. And on top of the acid mantle, the pH is typically between about 4.5 and 5.5. Once again, depending on all of those factors, age, race, gender, yada, yada, yada. There's a, a variety of others, like I mentioned, skin conditions. Um, your skin will naturally recover from cleansing, will naturally restore its normal pH gradient or normal pH on top of the acid mantle over time. It's just done more rapidly with the toner. So I tone, huge fan of the toning step. I feel like the reason I use it mostly is because, to me, after I cleanse for whatever reason, like when I step out of the shower, my face still feels like it's got some kind of film on it until I tone. If you have ever noticed kind of like a tightening across your face, if you incorporate a toning step, a lot of times it resolves that, and that's just due to that pH issue, which once again it resolves on its own over the course of a few hours. And then the moisturizing step, the last one. And this one, because it's actually something that you leave on, the moisturizing step is an opportunity to meet basically all 6 of your skin needs just in one step. Now, where I see, like, if we were to rank all of these 6 skin needs, and there's no need for you to remember this. As a matter of fact, like, as a Rain Organica community member, you have access to a download that has all 6 of those skin needs listed out for you and talks about each one in detail. So, if we were to rank them, though, protection is like here, and then all the rest are like here. Okay, this is Brandy's ranking. Protection here, all the rest down here. Okay, way less important. And so this is where, coming back to the mix-ins, this is where the mix-ins come in. And once again, these are 3 products. There is an alternate moisturizer for women who are very concerned with that lackluster appearance, with acne, with just any reason for a loss of radiance. Under eye circles is another big one, and flakiness is the other one. So substituting in a night cream for step 3 for that moisturized step. There's a separate night cream. This is the only one that has separate ingredients. Like the day and night cream offered by Rain Organica, meets all of your skin needs, except it does not contain exfoliating ingredients. The standalone night cream does. What are those exfoliating ingredients? Those are niacinamide and L-carnitine. These two ingredients actually encourage cellular turnover. Your body has its own inbuilt system for cellular turnover, for desquamation, for exfoliation. It does it itself. And when you encourage cellular turnover from the living skin layers, the body once again takes care of this process on its own. That's what niacinamide and L-carnitine do. They actually encourage from the living layers, we're talking about all the way down in the dermal layer of the skin, they encourage cellular turnover from that layer. Okay. Once again, because I'm ranked protection, you've got, if you were to look at this on a spectrum, and you've got protection over here, exfoliation would be on the other end of that spectrum. So to do both in one doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Doing both separately, that makes much more sense. And the time to do it is you want to focus on exfoliation during a time when you're not going to be as exposed to environmental toxins. You're not going to be as exposed to things that cause free radicals, that generate free radicals. What does that? Stress does that. Just the normal act of living. Like one of the things that I talk about a lot at Rain Organica, because it is so important, is actually internal health. Because what's inside is reflected in your skin. Like your skin is a reflection of your overall health. So, um, where was I going with this? Give me just a minute here. Oh, so when we're talking, so stressors that actually cause free radical generation, these are environmental stressors. These are things like UV exposure, right? These are things like car exhaust. These are things like, walking outside in New York City. These are things like walking outside in a big city. These are things like walking outside in the mountains of LA and you've got the ozone layer. Um, any of that is going to increase the rate at which free radicals and things like reactive oxygen species, reactive nitrogen species are formed. And as it does that, what we want to do during those times is kind of like we're really focused on protection. We're not as concerned about rejuvenation, if you will, like encouraging that cellular turnover as much. So this is why for me, like I prefer, like this is like filtered through the insane brain that is Brandy. Okay. This is me absolutely obsessed with not doing anything to my skin that is going to be a detriment to my skin. So when I use a cream that contains cream or lotion that contains ingredients that I know are exfoliating, and I do that during the daytime, I obsess all day about the fact that I have that on my face and I need to be super careful about being out in the sunlight. So it is not a it is not good for me mentally to do that, and for that reason there is a standalone night cream. Okay, now if you choose to use it both day and night, like if you do not have that kind of obsession over it and you prefer, hey, I just want to use Eventide day and night, that is fine, totally fine, no big deal. But that is why there is a standalone night cream here at Rain Organica. So still the cleanser, the toner step, those two exact same products. Number three, your moisturizer, you would just substitute that with Eventide if you are struggling with lack of radiance, so lackluster skin, or if you are struggling with acne. It's also brilliant for acne prone skin. So that's Eventide. That's the first mix in. Second mix in. I Am Enough botanical oil. This one, literally, you are able to form your own cream. for your own skin type right in the palm of your hand. So all you do is you take a pump, and this is where I should have brought props. You take a pump of your preferred lotion, whether day or night, whatever. It can be somebody else's lotion. Doesn't even have to be Rain Organica. You add a pump or two into the palm of your hand. You place a drop or two of I Am Enough botanical oil in, blend it, then apply that to your skin. Voila, winter rich face lotion, year round eye cream, super restorative neck cream, for this decolleté area and your neck. Beautiful for that. So I Am Enough is a botanical oil, 100% all natural. In case you are curious, what is botanical? Great question. You are not the first to ask. Botanical is a fancy name for plant. So we are talking, whether we're talking like common ones you'll recognize, olive oil, right? Botanical oil. Even the seed oils like sunflower seed oil, safflower seed oil, botanical. Um, Here at Rain Organica, like my go-to ones, especially for skincare, are Meadowfoam seed oil. Could wax poetic for days about the values of Meadowfoam seed oil. I'm going to hold off on it here. Olive oil, and like surprisingly olive oil. And yes, I have acne prone skin. I have extremely acne prone skin. I know that's hard to believe. There's a reason for that. And it's got to do with internal health, um, which we'll get into some other time. But, anyways, olive oil is actually low on the comedogenicity scale. It's got a comedogenic value of 1. Um, the way that it is blended and used in the lotions has not been problematic for anybody I've worked with who has acne prone skin. And then hemp seed oil is another one that I absolutely adore for a number of reasons. And here, one of the biggest reasons is because of the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio of hemp seed oil, and then also because of the amount of chlorophyll that is in that oil. So this oil is actually green in appearance. It's absolutely beautiful. It soaks in super rapidly, zero comedogenicity score. Just beautiful for all skin types. And we all, like all of us are, I mean, it's rare to find an American that's not deficient in omega-3s. And these are essential fatty acids. So also in I Am Enough botanical oil blend, like before I leave this, is I want to point out evening primrose oil. This is a noteworthy oil because it contains a very specific omega-6 that as we get older is considered a conditionally essential fatty acid. As we get older, it becomes harder and harder for our bodies to make that oil from other omega-6s. So yes, our bodies are actually wildly capable of making lots of fatty acids from other fatty acids. It's just the GLA that is in evening primrose oil is one that gets harder and harder for us to make as we get older. So I love evening primrose oil, especially for women. Um, and it's just a beautiful oil that is contained in I Am Enough. And then the last one of the mix-ins is Marine Layer Antioxidant Spray. So I do not wear sunscreen. I have not worn sunscreen since 2013. There is a very good reason why I do not wear sunscreen. My husband and I worked in the same lab back then, and both pharmaceutical lab. And was he was like, he was developing this process to decolorize a solution. And the solution was the color of Coca-Cola. And the way that he decolorized it was he basically took a bag of titanium dioxide and dumped it in. And titanium dioxide, if you've never seen it, it's very fine. Think of like dumping flour. Like imagine dumping a bag of flour into a 5-gallon bucket of Coca-Cola. That's what he was doing, only this particular bucket was see-through because it was a glass reactor, or a glass vessel. So he dumps this bag of titanium dioxide into this solution that is the color of Coca-Cola, and he starts stirring it. And then he shines a black light. I mean, it was a little fancier than a black light, but still a UV light on it. And leaves it there for 7 days. And so, I go in on a Monday and I see him setting this up and I'm like, huh, this is interesting. Walk back into work the following Monday, walk into the room and I look at the solution, like I look at it and it's colorless. And I said, is that the same solution that was stirring this time last Monday? And he said, yeah. And I said, so what am I looking at here? Like what just happened? And he said, oh, titanium dioxide forms free radicals in the presence of UV light, and that destroyed all of the color molecules in that, and that's why that's colorless now. So I was like, you mean the titanium dioxide that is in the sunscreen that I apply every day forms free radicals in the presence of sunlight? And of course he was like, yeah. And I was like, you mean the titanium dioxide that is in every makeup? So we're talking foundation, we're talking blush, we're talking eyeshadow, we're talking eyeliner, we're talking lipstick. You mean that same titanium dioxide that is all in all of that crap that I buy and put on my face, that is forming free radicals in the presence of sunlight and destroying my skin? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, we're done here. Like that for me was breakup day with sunscreen for life. Like I have not put sunscreen. That was the last time I put sunscreen on my body. Okay. It took me a while to break up with makeup because I was so used to seeing, like I was so used to looking in the mirror and not liking what I saw. I was so used to looking in the mirror and I could see all of the redness. I could see all of the imperfections. I could see all of the blemishes. Like I could see all of the shit that I hated. And so I covered it up. Like, you know, that's what we're conditioned to do here in America. That's so we've been trained as women. It's how we've been taught as women is you don't see the imperfections. You cover them up. So it took a while it took years for me to break up with makeup. It actually took, oh, probably about 4 years. I gradually, like, I stopped. It was breaking up with under eye concealer was kind of the last thing for me. Um, the breakup with foundation was first, but it was a journey. It was hard. And the reason why I offer Marine Layer is because Marine Layer, instead of containing an actual sunscreen, which I've talked a lot about the difference between sunscreen ingredients and antioxidants on the podcast and blog posts. Like there's all sorts of that. Won't go down that rabbit hole here. Marine Layer Antioxidant Spray contains vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. Antioxidants of any sort actually react with free radicals to destroy the destructive potential of free radicals. Antioxidants do the same thing of reactive oxygen species, of reactive nitrogen species. They are self-sacrificial molecules that take the energy out of these very destructive molecules. In addition to vitamin C, Marine Layer contains 3 peptides. These particular peptides have been shown to, when you place them with cells in a petri dish and you shine UV light at them, they actually protect from cellular damage. And we're talking the cell membrane, we are talking the DNA of the cell. They protect from damage. So whether this is free radical damage, whether this is direct UV damage, doesn't matter. They protect from damage from UV light. In addition, these 3 peptides also help support cellular repair and recovery faster after sun exposure. And just know when I say sun exposure, I'm also talking free radical exposure. So we're just talking environmental toxins. So, um, marine layer, you ask me any day of the week, any time of the year, what is your favorite Marine Organica product, Brandy? Marine layer. I usually have it in my pocket. Like if I'm out and about, there is a pocket size spray and there is a full size 2-ounce spray. Um, so anyway, that's my favorite. I use it on top of the day and night lotion. Um, just throughout the daytime. I typically don't apply marine layer at night unless I have been out in the sun and have any kind of heat from too much sun exposure. And then I'm applying it to that the hot areas. And this is anywhere on my body. This is not just my face. This is I get a sunburn on my back, I get a sunburn on my shoulders. I'm applying marine layer, like bathing in it. Um, so that is my favorite Rain Organica product. It is different than anything else on the market. Just it is. That's it. It's in a spray form because I like to be able to apply something whenever I want to apply it, whether or not my hands are clean. So I put it in a spray bottle because I don't like touching my face with dirty hands. Like doing this number where you sit and you prop your hand. Mm-mm. Brandy, don't do that. That's from back in my that's a lesson I learned back in my teens when I struggled so much with acne is don't put your hands on your face unless they're clean and unless you're doing unless you're applying product, hands do not touch the face. Okay. So yeah, just I was out on a fishing trip with my dad. This is actually how the story of how Marine Layer came to be. I was out fishing with my dad, and I'd taken at the time Marine Layer didn't exist. I'd taken the First Light Day and Night lotion, which has 2 of those peptides in it, not all 3, but 2 of them in it. And I'd taken that out with me on this fishing trip, and I actually had it, stuffed in my back pocket because I had a little one of my little reusable sample pouches with me, and had it stuck in my back pocket. And I was like, I can't reapply this. What was I thinking? I'm out. Like, my hands are gross. I've been handling bait and fish all day. What was I thinking? And I really, 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 really want to reapply, but yeah, I can't because I don't have a way to wash my hands to my satisfaction to put some more lotion on my face. So that's how Marine Layer was born. I just uh thought about it and thought, what do I want to reapply when I'm out in the sun all day? And that's why it's in a spray format. Um, okay, so there you have it. These are in total the 6 Rain Organica face products. Once again, the 3 essentials, cream-based cleanser. That one's got a cult following. If you have something that works for you, you do not have to use it. Just use your normal cleanser. Toner, once again, this is a non-negotiable step for me. If you feel like if you like, I've never used a toner before and I don't want to start, I'm good with things the way they are, skip the toning step. Now you've got a 2-step. I mean, it can't get simpler than that, right? Like you've got a 2-step skincare routine. And then step 3, moisturize. Step 3, moisturize. So once again, Rain Organica offers First Light, which is a day and night lotion. I didn't talk about this one much. Once again, it's got 2 of those same peptides that are in Marine Layer in it. What I didn't mention about one of those peptides is one of those peptides actually helps take the red out too. Um, it's this particular peptide, like the marketed name for it or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's the trademark name for it is telangian. And it does. It helps reduce inflammation, helps repair some of those little broken capillaries that a lot of us get. For a long, long time, I actually had one over on this side where it was like it was bleeding a little bit under the skin, and just the capillary itself kind of looked bad. And over time, surprisingly, that's resolved. What you're seeing here is actually either a freckle or a little light age spot, but where I'm talking about was over here. And yeah, there's still maybe a little bit of redness in that area, but I do not see that broken capillary now when I look in the mirror. I mean, it's been a long time, and whether or not it was actually the skincare or a variety of other things that I am doing to support my overall health that corrected it, I cannot say for sure. However, what I know is that the studies around telangian show that that it actually reduces the appearance of redness. So, anyways, that's those are the three like essentials. And once again, take it or leave it. Do your own thing with the cleansing. The Rain Organica's gentle cream-based cleanser is there if you want it. Do your own thing with the toning, however you feel on that stuff. If it's an essential for you, or if you're like, yeah, that's not for me, moisturize. Like a good leave-on product with protective ingredients, that is what you want for your moisturizing step. And that really meets all of your skin needs. So that moisturizer, that First Light, it's got soothing ingredients, it's got protective ingredients, it's got moisturizing ingredients, it's got nourishing ingredients. So the only two other skin needs are cleanse and exfoliate, and those are covered in that cleansing and toning step. Okay. Now, Eventide night lotion. Let's go there first. It also has protective ingredients. It's got those same two peptides in it. Because once again, I am not about you having to buy 6 million products to do what one product should do. Okay, so it's got those same two peptides in it. It's got it's got the niacinamide and L-carnitine to help with cellular turnover. So um we've got soothe, we've got protect, we've got exfoliate, we've got nourish, because nourish, like, what is nourish? That's your botanical oils. That's the nourish part. We've got moisturize. What moisturizes? So moisturize is different than nourish in that nourishes oils, moisturizes water. So these are water-based ingredients that are going to help retain water and moisture in the skin. A lot of times these overlap with soothing ingredients. So that's the other thing. A lot of times, like what falls into one category also falls into another category. Things like aloe, things like cucumber, things like rose, all of those are both soothing and moisturizing. Another really common one is hyaluronic acid. Um, and also one that you don't hear about as much, but I feel like you should, is probably sodium, or sodium PCA. And then also ceramides. Ceramides are a little odd. Your skin produces them naturally. And the interesting thing about them is they're kind of oil and water soluble at the same time. So they kind of help attract moisture to the skin and help form the skin's moisture barrier. I really stick those kind of over into the nourish slash restore category instead of a true moisturizer, but they do help with moisturize. So the night lotion also has um, ceramides in it, which the day and night lotion does not. And there's a there's a good reason why I made that decision. But anyways, regardless, you don't have to use both. You can use First Light both day and night. You can use Eventide both day and night. Once again, because Brandy's kind of OCD, I use First Light in the day. I use Eventide at night. If it's summertime, I use First Light day and night because, once again, protection's here for me and all of the other skin needs are here. And then I Am Enough, great for making your own eye cream year round, great for transforming any lotion or cream into a winter rich cream. And then Marine Layer, which is just a non-negotiable for me. All face products are completely free of fragrance. That means there are no synthetic fragrances, there are no essential oils. So it smells like what the ingredients are. And that was very deliberate, very intentional. I do not do well with fragrance of any sort on my face. It will trigger a headache for me like you would not believe. Um, so this is just completely non-negotiable. And I also I love slathering essential oils, body oil, like I love slathering stuff with natural fragrance. And here, when I say natural fragrance, I mean essential oil blends all over the rest of my body. I freak out when I put that stuff on my face because I'm like, oh dear Lord, those essential oils are going to break down in the presence of sunlight because they do. I mean, it's like an old thing. Where a lot of the components that give the scent, that signature scent to essential oils, break down in sunlight, they break down in air, and they generate ingredients or chemicals, compounds, if you will, because I know chemicals is a very touchy word. They generate compounds that are not so skin friendly. And I just, like I say, I have a huge problem using it on my face. I'll use it everywhere else, but my face, that's like pristine environment. Um, so anyways, that's just a little, that's an overview of like what Rain Organica is all about. Um, yeah, Rain Organica offers body care products as well. I do that because I like to play, um, quite frankly. So that's my area of play, while the face care is like intentional, deliberate, like I'm all about effectiveness and simplicity in the face care part of it. So, anyways, I am so glad you are here. And I look forward to connecting with you more in uh in the newsletter, in the community. All right. Until next time. Bye.